bubblegum paper, and after a little delay, I am back with another card in my 25 cards in 25 days holiday card series. I will put a link to the playlist in the upper right corner. Today I'm here with card number 12, and I'm using products from Lawn Fawn. Here's a close-up of what the card looks like, and let's get started. The products I'm using from Lawn Fawn are the Snow Cool stamps, the Winter Penguin stamps, the Forest Border, and the stitched hillside borders. I'm also using the Mama Elephant Frame Tags Park Avenue and the Simon Says Stamp Falling Snow stencil. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp the little penguins. So 2 of these penguins are from Snow Cool, and then the 3rd penguin is from the Winter Penguin stamp set. I also stamped the little igloo. Next, I'm going in with my Copic markers and I'm coloring in all the different penguins. And these penguins are so super cute. So 2 of them are kind of waddling out there. And then another one is just skating on his or her own. And so they're just really fun. One of the stamp sets is brand new for this year. That's the Snow Cool stamp set. And then the Winter Penguin's been around for a little while. But it's really cute that Lawn Fawn releases these stamps so that they match and coordinate with each other. And as you add to your collection, you can always go back and use stamps that you already have. So I'm going to set this to some music, speed it up, and I will be back at the end. Once all the coloring's done, I'm taking the coordinating dies and I'm just running those through the die cut machine upside down. I'm just kidding. I mean, I did do these upside down, but it really doesn't matter what direction you run them through. Then I'm taking the forest border and I'm running that through on some of the extra cardstock that I had. And I'm also going to take the stitched hillside border and I'm just going to cut it on the bottom of that forest border because I don't need that entire piece of white paper. Next, I'm taking 3 different shades of purple distress ink and I'm going to create a little night sky. So I'm using Milled Lavender, Seedless Preserves, and Dusty Concord. And I'm using some watercolor paper as well. So I'm using that and I'm just going to blend. My Seedless Preserves is super saturated and I always forget, so I always tend to add more than necessary. And then Dusty Concord is like a very dark purple. It totally looks like Concord or Welch's Concord grape juice from like the 80s. I'm sure they make it still today, but I drank it in the 80s. And so I'm just using all 3 different shades and making it fun and purple. And then I'm taking this Simon Says Stamp Falling Snow stencil and some Hero Arts Unicorn White ink, I believe is the color. And I'm just making some snow. Next, I'm taking the forest border that I die cut earlier, and I'm just coloring in the trees using some Copic markers. I put some scrap paper underneath the trees so I don't get my craft mat all messed up. And I'm using the BG75 on the Christmas tree kind of trees. I guess they would be pine trees maybe. And then I'm using the C5 Cool Gray on the pointier trees. Now at one point, I think right here, I decide to try to do some shading using the colorless blender, but then it just looked like a mess or a mistake. I was trying to make it look like snow and kind of cool. So I gave up on that and just went over it again with the markers. And now the trees are actually darker, So once I saw that they were darker, I went through and did 2 coats on every single tree. Now, for some reason, this die cut didn't show up on the video, so I'm not sure if it's when my battery died or I just lost that clip. But I did die cut a hill that matched the exact slope of the forest border. So that's the other great thing about these Lawn Fawn products is they try to make the dies coordinate as well. So the forest border curvature matches their stitched hillside border curvature. So I'm using some foam adhesive and just attaching the foam to the bottom hill. And I forgot to put foam adhesive on the bottom, so I kind of snuck it in there. And then I'm using that Mama Elephant Park Avenue frame to just line up the bottom. And because the bottom hill has foam adhesive on it, I only want to put foam adhesive on the top of the Mama Elephant frame. Next, I'll take that purple snowy background, add it to the card base, and then I'll add the next layer, which are the trees and the slopey snow hills. And then I'm adding the Mama Elephant frame on top of all of that, so the card is mainly assembled. Now I can take all those little characters and figure out what kind of scene I want to make. So I had the igloo, and then I decided to put it kind of further away. And then I couldn't figure out how to make the skating penguin skate without skating on top of one of his buddies' heads. So I've been playing around with this for a little bit. And so I kind of temporarily glue him there, and then I still feel like he's skating on their heads. So instead, I decided to have him skate down the hill, and then I took the 2 little conversing or dancing penguins and I put them in front of the frame. So they're kind of like popping out of the frame, or maybe they're standing in front of an art museum mural and admiring the photo of their friend in the background or something. I don't know. I'm making that up. Anyways, now I'm taking these Nuvo crystal drops and I'm just adding them to all the different snow dots. It kind of looks messy here, but when it dries, it's really, really cool. It's super sparkly. And of course, no card would be complete without my trusty Wink of Stella pen. So I'm just coloring in sparkles on all 3 penguins, and then I'm adding it to the igloo as well. And you can see how everything is super shiny and fun. So here are 2 close-ups of the finished card. Thank you all so much for sticking around and putting up with this delay. I will be back in a few hours with the next card. But in the meantime, thank you so much again for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can follow me on social media at Bubblegum Paper and visit my blog at bubblegumpaper.com. Here are links to 2 recent videos that I posted, cards number 10 and 11, and I will be back in a few hours. Bye!